Hey guys, Tom here. It is Friday. Happy hour is here again, and I couldn't be more excited for two reasons. One, where we're making happy hour, and two, what we're making it with. Stick around. Okay, so you may notice I'm not outside today. It is storming like crazy outside, so I decided to come down the basement. One of the reasons we fell in love with this house was because of the basement. And we finally started doing some work down here. And if you've watched the home improvement and the DIY stuff here at the Homecraft Chronicles, you'll see some of that basement projects that I've started working on. We're redoing the whole basement. Currently, I'm working on the hearth area for the stove over in that corner, way over there. You can't see it. But where I am right here is where the bar is going to be. And this is where all future happy hours will be coming from, probably, once I get it done. But I figured I'd come down here, start it out anyway. I had to hang a couple tarps so you couldn't see all my plumbing and electrical panels and whatnot, but let's get going. So what are we making this week? Well, I was watching one of my buddy Christopher's videos. He is the Midwest Man Mountain. Try saying that 3 times fast. And he has raspberries like you could not believe. So I decided it is the time of the year for beautiful, delicious raspberries. And raspberries are a great base flavor for a cocktail. So I thought I would make a couple quick raspberry drinks for you. So you can go to the store, go to the farmer's market, get some fresh raspberries, or you know what, little secret, you could even use frozen raspberries for these drinks. But there are gonna be some great flavors, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So the first drink I'm gonna make for you is a raspberry spiked tea. And this, like a lot of the fruit recipes that I've showed you here on Happy Hour, is it starts with a fruit syrup. Fruit syrups are really easy to make, just like the other ones I've showed you here. This raspberry syrup was a breeze to make. All you have to do is put in 1 part sugar, 1 part water, and 1/2 part berries, whether fresh or frozen. You put that on the stove, crank it up, bring it up to a boil. When it comes to a boil, turn it down, let it simmer for 10 minutes until it gets a nice dark color. Turn it off, strain it, put it in a little container and chill it. And another bonus, don't throw, after you strain it, save the little raspberry pulp, because you've kind of made like a real quick raspberry jam. You could spread that on toast or biscuits or something, that'd be really great. So we have the raspberry syrup that we're going to start with. And what goes in a raspberry spiked tea? Well, it needs raspberries. Specifically, however big you want to make it, it's going to be 2-1-1. 2 parts raspberry syrup. So I'm going to go 2 ounces of raspberry syrup, or a little less. And then 1 part of everything else. It's going to be 1 part of fresh lemon juice, so 1 part minus 2 parts, minus 2 ounces would be, 1 part of 2 ounces would be 1 ounce. So you tune into Happy Hour, you get math. And then 1 part light rum. So, tell me something, how did you guys like last week's story about the daiquiri? I gotta tell you, I had a lot of fun doing that. And I was looking for another interesting drink with an interesting story for this week, but I didn't wanna just rush through it. So I decided to go back to the fruits and make these raspberry drinks. So we have 2 parts raspberry, 1 part lemon, 1 part light rum, and we need 1 part dark rum. Now you can use like a Myers rum, or I'm actually going to use a spice rum. I think that's going to be kind of good in this. So 1 part spice rum. And then we need to fill this up with tea. And here's the thing. I brewed some tea, and you know what I found in the cupboard? Raspberry tea, that's right. So I made, why not get more, we're making raspberry, get more raspberry flavor in here. So I have raspberry tea. I'm just gonna fill it up with raspberry tea. That's unsweetened, but again, if you find something in the carton that you like, hey, who am I to say? This, I have enough sweetness in there from the sugar, from the syrup, so I don't need anything else. So I'm just gonna garnish it with a little sprig of mint, a lemon, and why not throw in some raspberries, and starting us off today, a great, refreshing drink, a raspberry spiked tea. All right, guys, moving right along. That tea drink, phenomenal. Sitting out in the sun, out by the pool, nice and refreshing. But if you're not into tea, here's one that's just raspberries, raspberries, and more raspberries. A raspberry breeze cooler. And how this starts is, I'm just gonna take a few raspberries, I don't know, 3, 4, whatever, 5, 6, that looks good to me. And I need some lemon or lime, about an ounce of that. And then I'm just gonna take my handy dandy muddler and break up those raspberries. And it's not gonna take long, guys. If you don't have a muddler, a big old back of a wooden spoon is gonna work great. If you don't have raspberries, if you remember back in the spring, we made drinks with jam. Use raspberry jam, and this is gonna work out just the same way for you. So what else do we need? I need half an ounce of simple syrup, but since I have raspberry syrup, I'm gonna use that. Why not just build on flavors? You know, simple syrup's gonna work great. I have raspberry syrup, use that, and it just heightens the raspberry flavor. Next, it calls for 1.5 ounces of vodka. Same deal. I have raspberry vodka. So I got raspberries, raspberry syrup, and now raspberry vodka. So I'm gonna use 1.5 ounces of raspberry vodka. And then I need some raspberry liqueur. This is Chambord. I'm sure there's others. I just need 1/2 ounce of that. So this is the 4th raspberry I got. Raspberries, raspberry syrup, raspberry vodka, raspberry liqueur. We're over the top with raspberries. And it's everybody's favorite time to shake. Get that nice and chilled. A festive glass is in order. Wow, look at that. Is that a great color or what? Whoa, don't do that. I got some of the raspberries in there, but heck, I don't care. Top it off with soda, club soda, 7-Up, ginger ale, whatever your heart desires. I don't have a straw, I forgot a straw. So I'll just use this, I'll steal my iced tea straw in the time being. So that is a raspberry breeze cooler. All right, guys, I got one more. I hope you're having a good time. I'm having a phenomenal time down here in the future home of my bar in the basement on this metal table. So if you're having fun and you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that little button down there, because happy hour every week. We have a great time. And make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified every time something new comes up and you can watch it right away. So let's move on to a dessert raspberry drink. And this just sounds great. I need a handful of raspberries. 1, 2, 3 more. 8 or 10 or however many you feel, you know, how big of a drink are you making? And I need some simple syrup. Absolutely 100%. If you have regular simple syrup, use that. But like I told you, I have it. So why not bump up the flavors? And I'm gonna put in an ounce of simple syrup, raspberry flavored. Again, my handy dandy muddler. So I have 2 layers of raspberry right now. This is just like an exercise in how many different kinds of raspberries can you get in one drink. In the iced tea drink, there's just the raspberry syrup. In the cooler, there's raspberry syrup, raspberries, raspberry vodka, raspberry syrup, raspberry schnapps. So in this one right now we have raspberries and raspberry syrup. So then I'm going to add raspberry schnapps, an ounce of raspberry schnapps. Any kind you want. If raspberry schnapps, raspberry liqueur, anything raspberry, I don't care, just put it in there. And then I need an ounce of spiced rum, which I think is really interesting in this drink. Oh, that was a little generous ounce, but metric, it was a metric ounce. But I think it's gonna be pretty tasty in this drink. So I got the rum, the schnapps, the berries, the syrup. And now all I need is some cream, some kind of dairy, heavy cream, half and half, light cream. Heck, you can use milk for all I care. It's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna put in about 3 ounces of that. That looks really nasty right now. So, I need some ice, so I'm just gonna use the ice I chilled my glass with. So I gotta tell you, just looking in here, make sure when you're doing this, you explain to your children that this is not strawberry quick. Because they're gonna want it when they see this. It's thick, it's pink, it's rich, it's delicious, and of course, I'm gonna float a few raspberries on there. Just because I can. So that closes it out with a raspberry, I don't even tell you what that's called. That's called a berries and cream. Enjoy it. All right, guys, there you have it. 3 great raspberry drinks. Truth be told, my mouth is watering because I don't know which one I want to try. But truth be told, and you know, I'm going to try them all. So, you know what? I want you to try them. If this is one happy hour episode that I want you to try these drinks, this is it, because these are all 3 hit out of the park, slamming home run drinks. So if you're going to try them all, remember, please try them responsibly. I want you to come back each and every week here for happy hour and have a good time with me and all the stuff we talk about here. So I'm out of here. I can't talk anymore. I'm salivating so much. So until I see you next time, guys, take care of yourself and your home. Cheers. Oh, holy crap, is that good.